Imagine a night where the veil between the worlds is so thin you could almost touch the other side. A time when the spirits of our ancestors draw near, seeking remembrance, guidance, and connection. This is Samhain, one of the most mystical and powerful celebrations in the Wheel of the Year. It's the end of the harvest, the transition from light to darkness, and the beginning of the Pagan New Year. But what does this ancient celebration mean today? What rituals can you do to honor this time of transformation and reflection? Welcome back to Soul, Tarot, and Witchcraft, where we dive deep into the magic and mystery of spiritual practices. Today, we're going to unravel the traditions of Samhain, explore its rich history, and look at powerful rituals you can do to honor this time of spiritual transformation. Samhain is one of the 8 Sabbats in the Wheel of the Year, celebrated on October 31st or November 1st in the Northern Hemisphere. The origins of Samhain go back thousands of years to the ancient Celts, who saw this time as the division between the light and dark halves of the year. For these early peoples, survival depended on the harvest, and Samhain marked the final harvest of the year. It was a time to gather in the last crops and prepare for the cold, dark winter ahead. Communities would come together to light large bonfires, symbolizing the protection of their homes and livestock from the harshness of the coming season. But Samhain wasn't just about survival, it was deeply spiritual. The Celts believed that on this night, the boundary between the physical world and the spiritual world was at its thinnest, allowing the spirits of the dead to walk among the living. This made it a time for honoring ancestors, as well as protecting the community from any harmful spirits that might cross over. To the Celts, death wasn't seen as the end, but rather as part of the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. This belief underpinned their Samhain rituals, from bonfires to offerings to feasts held in honor of their ancestors. Over time, these traditions have evolved, but the essence of Samhain remains the same. It's a time of transformation, reflection, and connection with the unseen. Samhain is often referred to as the Pagan New Year. While the Gregorian calendar marks the New Year on January 1st, for many witches, Wiccans, and pagans, the New Year begins with Samhain. It marks the end of one cycle and the beginning of another, inviting us to reflect on the past year, release what no longer serves us, and set intentions for the year ahead. This reflective period allows us to honor the growth we've experienced, but also to recognize the things we are ready to release. Many practitioners use this time to write down what they want to leave behind, whether that's unhealthy habits, toxic relationships, or limiting beliefs, and burn them in a ritual fire, symbolizing their release into the universe. Samhain also encourages us to set new intentions for the coming year. Just as the earth rests and prepares for new growth in spring, we too can plant seeds of intention during this time, nurturing them through the winter so they can bloom when the light returns. It's a powerful moment of transformation where we can align ourselves with the cycles of nature. One of the most meaningful aspects of Samhain is the honoring of ancestors. With the veil between the worlds at its thinnest, it's believed that our loved ones who have passed can draw near to us. This is a time to invite their presence, offer them respect, and thank them for the guidance they provide. One way to honor your ancestors during Samhain is to create an ancestor altar. This can be as simple or as elaborate as you like. Start by finding a quiet place in your home where you can place photographs or mementos of your loved ones who have passed. You can also leave offerings, perhaps their favorite food or drink, flowers, or even items that remind you of them. Lighting a candle in their honor invites their presence and helps guide them to you through the veil. This is a time to express gratitude, to share stories of those who came before you, and to reconnect with your roots. Another beautiful tradition is the Dumb Supper. This is a meal eaten in silence with a place set at the table for the spirits of your ancestors. It's a time to sit in quiet reflection, to listen for any messages they might send, and to invite their wisdom into your life. Samhain is a powerful time for divination. With the veil between worlds so thin, it's believed that messages from the spirit world can come through more clearly during this time. Many witches and spiritual practitioners use this opportunity to perform tarot readings, scrying, or pendulum work to gain insight for the coming year. Tarot is a popular form of divination during Samhain. You can do a simple three-card spread to ask for guidance on what to release, what to focus on, and what energy will guide you into the new year. If you've never done tarot before, Samhain is a wonderful time to begin. It's a time of inner reflection, perfect for seeking wisdom. Scrying or looking into a reflective surface like a mirror or water is another traditional method of divination. It's a practice of quieting the mind and allowing images, symbols, or messages to arise. You can try scrying by dimming the lights, focusing on a reflective surface, and asking the universe or your ancestors for guidance. Pendulum work is another simple yet powerful form of divination. By asking yes or no questions and watching the direction of the pendulum swing, you can receive clear answers from the spirit world. During Samhain, this practice can be particularly insightful as the veil is thin, making communication with the spirit world more accessible. Now that we've explored the history and spiritual significance of Samhain, let's look at some rituals you can do to honor this sacred time. One simple yet powerful ritual is to create a Samhain altar. Gather seasonal items like pumpkins, gourds, autumn leaves, or acorns to decorate your space. Add candles, black for protection and white to honor the ancestors, and any crystals that resonate with you. Stones like obsidian, smoky quartz, or amethyst are especially powerful during this time. Another popular ritual is to write down the things you want to release and the things you want to manifest in the coming year. You can write these down on small pieces of paper and then burn them in a cauldron or fireproof bowl as a symbolic act of release and transformation. As the paper burns, visualize those things leaving your life and making way for new growth. You can also incorporate herbal magic into your Samhain rituals. Gather herbs like rosemary, mugwort, or sage, which are known for their protective and purifying properties. These can be used in spells, burned as incense, or placed on your altar to enhance the energy of your ritual. Finally, Samhain is a wonderful time for quiet reflection. You don't need an elaborate ritual to honor this time of year. Simply sitting in silence, meditating, or going for a walk under the moonlight can help you connect with the energies of the season, your ancestors, and your inner wisdom. As we move into the darker half of the year, Samhain reminds us to embrace the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. It's a time to slow down, to reflect, and to honor both the seen and unseen. Whether you're connecting with ancestors, performing divination, or simply taking time for introspection, this is a moment to align yourself with the natural rhythms of the earth. So how will you celebrate Samhain this year? Whether through small personal rituals or vibrant gatherings, may this sacred time bring you clarity, renewal, and a deep connection to the cycles of nature. Blessed Samhain.